If you've ever picked up a crochet hook, made about 3 stitches, and then thrown the whole thing across the room in frustration, this video is for you. And no, it's not because you're bad at this. It's because almost every beginner tutorial out there skips the one part that actually matters. And I'm about to fix that for you right now. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to hold your hook, how to hold your yarn, how to make your first chain without it looking like a tangled mess, and how to turn that chain into actual rows that look like something a human made on purpose. No fancy stitches yet, no confusing patterns, just the real basics, explained slowly, the way someone should have explained them to you the first time. So here's the problem. Most people who try to learn crochet quit in the first 10 minutes. Not because crochet is hard, it's actually one of the easiest crafts to pick up. They quit because they start in the wrong place. They watch a video where someone's hands are moving at lightning speed, talking about chain 3, turn, single crochet into the second chain from the hook, and they have no idea what any of that means. So they feel dumb, they get frustrated, and they put the hook down and never touch it again. That's not your fault. That's a teaching problem, not a you problem. The other big issue is yarn and hook choice. A lot of beginners go out and buy this thin, fuzzy, fancy yarn because it looks cute and a tiny hook to match. That combination is basically impossible to learn on because you can't even see your stitches clearly. So before we touch a single stitch, let's talk about what you actually need. You want a smooth, light-colored yarn, something like a basic worsted weight cotton or acrylic yarn, nothing fuzzy, nothing dark. Light colors let you actually see where your hook is going, which makes a massive difference when you're starting out. For the hook, go with something in the middle range, around a 5mm hook, sometimes labeled as an H hook. It's big enough to handle easily, but not so big that it feels clumsy. That's it. That's your whole shopping list. You don't need a fancy kit. You don't need 15 different colors. Just one ball of smooth yarn and one hook. Now, let's actually get into it. First thing, how you hold the hook. There are 2 common ways, and honestly, neither one is wrong. You can hold it like a pencil between your thumb and first 2 fingers, or you can hold it like a knife with your whole hand wrapped around it from above. Try both. Whichever feels more natural in your hand is the right one for you. There's no crochet police checking your grip. Next, the yarn hand. This is the hand that's not holding the hook, and it's actually doing more work than people realize. You're going to drape the yarn over your fingers in a way that lets it flow smoothly, but still gives you a little bit of tension. A simple way to start is weaving the yarn over your pointer finger, under your middle finger, and over your ring finger. This gives you just enough control so the yarn doesn't go flying loose every time you pull the hook through. It might feel awkward at first, like trying to write with the wrong hand. That's completely normal. Give it a few minutes, and your fingers will start to figure it out on their own. Okay, now the actual stitches. Everything in crochet starts with something called a slip knot. This is basically just a loop that sits on your hook and gives you a starting point. You make a loop with your yarn, pull the working end through that loop, and tighten it onto your hook. Not too tight, not too loose. You want the loop to slide along the hook easily, but not fall off on its own. From that slip knot, you're going to make your first chain. A chain is the foundation of almost every single crochet project in existence. To make one, you take your hook, you catch the yarn with the hook, and you pull that yarn through the loop that's already on your hook. That's it. One chain done. Now you do that exact same motion again and again. Each time you pull a new loop of yarn through, that's one more chain. Here's where most beginners mess up, so pay close attention. People tend to pull each chain way too tight, almost like they're trying to choke the yarn. If your chains are super tight, it's going to be incredibly hard to work back into them later, and you'll spend the whole project fighting your own stitches. Try to keep your chains relaxed, almost loose, like you're barely squeezing them at all. A good way to check is to make sure your hook can slide in and out of each chain without you having to force it. Practice making a chain of about 20 stitches. Don't worry about counting perfectly the first few times. Just get used to the rhythm. Catch the yarn, pull it through. Catch the yarn, pull it through. After a few rounds of practice, you'll notice your hands start moving on their own without you having to think through every single motion. That's a really good sign. That means your hands are starting to build the muscle memory that makes crochet feel automatic. Once you're comfortable making a chain, it's time to learn the single crochet stitch, which is the absolute backbone stitch of beginner crochet. To do this, you take your chain of 20 and you skip the very first chain closest to your hook. You insert your hook into the second chain from the hook, then you catch your yarn and pull it through that chain, which gives you 2 loops sitting on your hook. Catch the yarn one more time and pull through both of those loops at once. Congratulations! You just made your first single crochet stitch. Now you keep going, moving into the next chain over, repeating that same process. Insert the hook, catch the yarn, pull through, 2 loops on the hook, catch the yarn again, pull through both loops. Slow and steady wins here. You're not in a race. Get to the end of that row of 19 stitches, because remember, you've skipped the very first chain. Once you reach the end of your row, you need to turn your work around so you can crochet back the other direction. Before you turn, you make 1 chain stitch, which is called the turning chain. This little chain gives you the height you need to start a fresh row. After making that turning chain, flip your work around so the other side is facing you and start your single crochet stitches again, this time working into the row you just made instead of the original chain. This part, going back and forth row after row, is where it really starts to click for people. The first row always feels shaky and a little uneven, kind of like writing with your non-dominant hand. But by row 3 or 4, something shifts. Your tension starts to even out, your stitches start to look uniform, you stop having to think about every motion, and your hands just start doing it. That moment when you look down and realize you're actually making fabric, real fabric, out of nothing but string and a hook, that's the moment crochet clicks for almost everybody. It's honestly one of the most satisfying feelings in any craft because it happens fast. You're not waiting weeks to see results. You're seeing it within your first sitting. Keep going for about 10 or 12 rows, and you'll have something that actually looks like a small square. This is going to be wobbly. The edges might not be perfectly straight. Some of your stitches might be tighter or looser than others. That is completely fine and totally expected. Every single person who has ever learned to crochet has a drawer somewhere full of lumpy, uneven practice squares. That's not failure. That's literally how the skill gets built. Your hands are learning tension and rhythm, and that only comes from repetition.